Alright guys, welcome aboard again. I'm going to be doing a little bit of pilot training here in the FlightFactor Airbus A320. So this is going to be a little bit different video. We're not really going anywhere. We're sitting here at Phoenix, paused currently. I've been doing a few touch and goes, and that's what I'm going to continue on doing, so I thought I'd record that for you. We're pretty much flying manual here, so manual throttle. No flight director or anything like that, just using the ILS for reference really here for runway 26 at Phoenix, and we're going to be doing some circuits around the airport and just practicing our touchdown there. I noticed that in this Airbus A320, which I picked up over the Thanksgiving Black Friday weekend, I'm used to flying the Boeing 737 and 757, and it may be just my view that I have here. It seems like you got a lot more windshield and a lot less dashboard. And so when I've been flying, the last whatever dozen flights in this, I seem to do not the greatest landings, meaning I'm hitting like towards 300 foot per minute. When I tried to kind of work on that, and this is the way I do it with any new airplane you get. You just kind of, you can jump in and get a new airplane, start playing with all the systems and doing flights like that, but you really need to get in there and actually hand fly this thing to figure out how it handles, how to manipulate the throttle to maintain your airspeed, where to flare for those nice, smooth, Captain Canada buttery landings type deals here. So I've been doing that right here. I just paused the simulator. I'll unpause it. We're just kind of taxiing back over to runway 26, and we'll take off and do a couple circuits here. So let's unpause it. Let me go back here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that down a little bit so you guys can hear me. I know I was doing a fast taxi here, but that's not the point. We want to be practicing our flares. That's what I'm doing here. So disregard everything else that's going on in the plane. Like I said, I pretty much just set this plane up so that at least
on taxiway.
The systems are working and everything like that. And I'm going to go do these touch and goes here. It is interesting in this airplane that the Airbus, it does kind of want to fly itself, and it keeps enabling the flight director and throttles and everything for me. So I've got to disengage the auto throttle right after takeoff, just so I have full command of the airplane. There's a side stick priority button here, but it doesn't light up when I click it, and I'm not sure if it's functional here within the FlightFactor airplane. I don't know, but we'll see. I touched it a couple times. I don't think it does anything. And if you look at the windsock, you'll see it when we come around here. I've got a little bit of a tailwind. It's like a 5-knot tailwind here, but nothing out of the ordinary here. So let's just jump on the runway. We've got flaps set for 2. We're going to take off, make a right turn, do a quick right pattern, and see how we do with the flare. I've done about 4 or 5 so far, and kind of getting my view down. As this tends, like I said, to let me go ahead and stop here for a second so I can talk. So it tends to want to, or at least I tend to need to flare pretty high. I got to really pull that nose up. As soon as you hit 20 and you do the retard, bring the throttles to idle, really got to be aggressive with the flare there, with a little bit of finesse to get it down into the butter zone there. So let me just set up my view right here. All right, we're going to go ahead. We'll go full throttle, and let's get off the ground. And again, I'll turn down the sound here a little bit, keep us sane here. So right about 120 is our rotation speed. Get off the ground, gear up, flaps to 1. Let's get over and get on our downwind here. And you can see even now the plane is just, it wants to fly itself. No, do what I want it to do. Get out of there. Alright, flaps all the way up. Let's bring the throttle back here. See if it re-engages. And let's see here. I think the one thing, since I did do a full stop landing,
altimeter setting,
I gotta go redo all this stuff. So basically, what I'm gonna do here is, it's nothing on there. Forget it. Forget it. I wanted to get our ILS on there, but since it's just doing it thinks I'm just doing a new flight since I did a full stop there. Alright. Let's bring the power back. This is a little bit of a hokey one here. I went a little bit too high and was trying to screw around there with that ILS, but let's get slowed down here again. We'll get back on our approach. See these little mountains right here? Kind of want to fly just over them for the downwind leg here at Phoenix. And don't mind the weather changing over here on the eastern side of the airport. We seem to have some weather, so it keeps popping in when I get over here. Get our airspeed back down. I might have to go out a little bit farther here just because I went a little bit too fast on this circuit. Let the airspeed bleed off. And we want to be right around 2,500 feet or so when we come back around for the ILS, or for the runway, since we don't have the ILS right here. Alright, there's 220-ish. Let's go flaps 1. Let's get our gear down. Get our spoilers down. 200, we'll go flaps 2, and we'll start making our turn for base. Try to maintain our altitude here. This plane definitely wants to go up. I noticed. I don't know if it's like retrimming itself or what, but I have to be quite aggressive with the stick. Alright, 3 flaps, gears down. And approach speed is going to be someplace around 140. Alright, I'm going to go full flaps. And this should get us right around on final here for the airport. Or runway 26. There it is. Alright, I'm trying to maintain our altitude right here till we get a good visual on the lights. Alright, bring our power up. Kind of at our final approach speed here, a little bit below. Bring a little bit more volume up there because I want to hear the engines. Alright, gear down, full flaps. And I believe I want that off, because we're doing touch and goes. Alright, there's our approach speed coming up to about 140. Looks like we got maybe one white. And what we'll do is, this is going to be a touch and go, so we're going to touch down, lower the nose, bring the flaps to 2, and go full power again. Yep, whatever you're complaining about. We're good.
500.
And then we come out of the weather and into the sunshine over the airport.
400.
Slightly high here, it looks like. Maybe 2 red, 3 red. Want to be a little bit below the glide slope here, I found. Alright, looking for a target speed of about 120 here at our current weight.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Right. Power back.
10, 5.
And I'm going to start blaring quite aggressively here. not too bad. Flaps 2. Let's see, why is this thing wanting to raise the nose up like that? Don't know. Alright, full power. Let's get off the ground here. Alright, there's 120.
5,000 feet remaining.
Rotate, gear up. And this thing that wants to just trim its own things here. Alright, flaps to 1. Let's go ahead and make that turn. Start bringing the power back. Let's get the auto throttle off. Alright, flaps all the way up, we're at 200. Let's nose over here. Let's get the flight director off. My goodness, this thing just will not let me fly the plane. It wants to fly the plane for me.
Altimeter setting.
Yeah. We're good. We're good. We're good. Leave us alone. Keep making that turn, try to hold here. Again, we're a little bit high. And again, I get the stick all the way back. And it's still wanting to dive for me. Let me hit this, see what happens. I want my stick to work. What the heck? Alright, bring the power back again. We're a little bit farther out than I wanted to be again, but we'll gear down. Flaps 1. Auto flight. See, this thing keeps wanting to like fly the plane for me. Right?
Don't sink.
Get out of here.
Don't
Get
sink.
Out. Turn this off.
Don't
Go
sink.
away.
Don't sink.
I think doing that full stop there kind of hosed it up because, like I said, I did have the Phoenix ILS programmed in here just for reference. I wish there was a way of just like turning all of the automation off. Alright, let's go ahead and make our turn here. We're at 180, we'll go to 2 and 3 on the flaps. Let's get slowed down. Kind of trying to hold my altitude right here. This is about where we want to be. Somewhere around 2,500. Get down to that 140 speed. They're bringing the power up again. Alright, just coming up to the river here, we'll start making our turn. We'll go full flaps.
1,000.
Start getting into a descent here. Let's keep our airspeed up above 120. So we got our speed brake, make sure that's disarmed. And you can see our winds right here, about a 4-knot tailwind, so nothing spectacular.
Approaching 26.
Brake still out. I don't know why I keep saying that.
500.
Alright, let's get situated here. Looking for about 120.
400.
And again,
300.
same thing, we'll be doing a touch and go. See how it goes this time.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
Alright, not bad, not bad. Let's go flaps 2. Bring that nose down gently. Gently, I said, full power. Alright, looking for 120 for the rotation again. There it is. Positive brake gear up. Alright, let's go auto throttle off, flight director off, flaps up. Try to stay right around 210-ish for the airspeed here. I'll try to make an aggressive turn here this time. Alright, there's 2,400 feet. We'll throttle back.
Altimeter setting.
Try to get rid of our climb here. Stick all the way back. I'm going to trim up a bit more. There we go. Nope, don't want that. Go away, go away, go away. Alright, right about 2,500 feet is good. And 200 on the speed's good.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
And if we look out the window, there's the airport. Alright, we're going to stay right here. Alright, we're beamed the airport, so gear down, flaps 1. We're on the downwind right here. What I'm going to do
Don't sink.
actually
Don't sink.
I try to set that ILS for us here. Let's see, performance init flight plan. And I guess we can't really screw around with it when it's in the air. And yeah, look at that, we're going all over the place. Alright, let's get back on our heading here. And we're using the road for a guide right there. Let's go 2 flaps. Kind of climbed up there in that.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Be quiet.
Don't sink.
My goodness, can we turn
Don't
that
sink.
off? Alright, just coming up to the end, towards the deserty part right here.
Don't sink. Don't
Go out
sink.
a little bit farther here because I'm a
Don't
little
sink.
high. Yeah,
Don't sink.
I want to sink. Be
Don't
quiet.
sink.
Be quiet.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Alright,
Don't
we'll go
sink.
3 flaps. Let's
Don't
go ahead and
sink.
turn on base.
Don't sink.
Start bringing the power up. Try to hold that 140. And we'll just continue into our turn into final here. Get slowed up a little bit. Full flaps. I'm gonna get into a descent here a bit. Throttling back. Pushing the nose over.
1,000.
Alright, I think this will be the final one here. A bit high, so I'm going to throttle back, push the nose down here. Let's get back down on our glide slope guidance there from the PAPI lights.
Approaching 26.
There we go, that looks better. And this will be a full stop landing, no auto braking or anything. We'll just do thrust reversers.
400.
But doing this is good practice in any airplane that you're going to be flying. You want to be able to handle this airplane, even the
300.
Airbuses with all their automation, which makes it sort of a pain in the ass. You want to know what it feels like when you're actually
200.
flying the thing yourself. And this will be a little bit long, maybe. We'll see.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Starting to pull the nose up a little bit.
Retard. 10.
Retard.
5.
And really pulling that nose up. You can see we go to 5 feet pretty quick. And it'll be a little bit harder, yeah. See, here's the weird thing. It literally tries to take off again. Hold the nose up off the ground ever so slightly now. Let it come down gently. There we go, okay. Thrust reversers. No braking, just the thrust reversers there. Alright, thrust reversers off. We'll just do manual braking, normal. Go heavy braking. Alright, let's pull off the runner here, get our flaps up. So that's a little interesting. That's a nice way to learn the characteristics of the airplane, how it handles. Even doing those touch and goes, that was a little bit different. After touchdown, it just wanted to pitch the nose back up. I'm not sure why. It didn't do that when I was doing the previous touch and goes. But again, I didn't have the system set up. I didn't have the ILS and stuff like that. So who knows what sort of weird automation is going on back there. Alright, anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that little bit of pilot training there. Maybe my actual flights in the Airbus now, the landings will be a little bit smoother there, since I've got, well, I don't know, at least 7 or 8 touch and goes here under my belt where I've been practicing just that. Till next time guys, take care.